Tony D and Little Joan in the background, and this is a Screenwriter's Rant on Baltimorons, starring Liz Larson as a dentist who meets a dude who accidentally knocked out his tooth, and they end up going on a date and falling in love. Smash like and subscribe. Thank you for smash liking and subscribing. Check out my books. The links are in the description. Comedy horror in South Jersey. It's the Pineys. Books 1 through 18 available at Amazon.com. Don't forget, Kindle Unlimited is free. Now available in paperback. There it is. There it is. Look at it. Look at it. The Pineys. Love it. Love it. All right. Let's look at Baltimorons. The Baltimorons. And this is done by the Duplass brothers, or at least one of them's on it. It's kind of cute. It's kind of cute. It's sort of a meet-cute movie. Slightly more funny than your average romantic comedy. Very grounded in reality. And the basic premise, the dentist, she hasn't had a relationship in a long time. She's a little bit bitter after a previous divorce. And this guy trips and knocks out a tooth, so he has to go to her dentist's office right at Christmas to get his tooth fixed in Baltimore, I assume. And then he overhears a conversation she has with her daughter, and that she has no plans, so he convinces her, oh no, go to dinner with me, because he kind of likes her. And she is very resistant to the idea, but he's very persistent, and she eventually goes. And they have a good time, and then they have such a great time. She tells him, it turns out my family's having a party a few blocks away from where they are. And he's like, okay, let's go. So then he goes and he meets the family. See, it's written by Jay Duplass. I guess it's just Jay. And Michael Strassner, and directed by Jay. The Baltimorons. I like the name. It sounds kind of funny. Anyhow, they just have this amazing date and fall in love, and then they go meet her family. And she sort of goes from being very kind of brusque to really having a good time with him. And he kind of digs her, and then they end up having a relationship of some kind. So that seems like a nice movie. It seems like a good date movie. It's light. It's the kind of romantic comedy I think guys could kind of watch, because it's a little more funny than, say, like a girly one. This isn't like a girly romantic comedy per se, although it does have Christmas and family in it. So there is a lot of female appeal in this. But there's enough, like, the guy isn't really portrayed as a moron, although they call it Baltimorons. I'm not sure why. He does trip at the beginning and knock his tooth out. That's how he has to go to the dentist. But other than that, he seems like a normal dude. He was a comedian, but gave it up after a tragedy, so there'll be some backstory there. So first act, he knocks out his tooth and goes to the dentist. Second act, he hits on the dentist, and they end up on this amazing date. And then they just keep it going, and then they end up at her family's Christmas thing. And, it's unusual for her to bring a date. She's a grandmother at this point in her life. And then I think it all goes well, but maybe there's probably some crisis in the second act, something that gets revealed about him. But whatever it is, I think they overcome it in the third act, and then they decide to stay together, because I think it's that kind of movie. So I kind of like it. It's got a good tone to it, It doesn't seem super sappy, right? Maybe it's because the characters are closer to my age, and I kind of identify with that a little more. But it just seems like two regular people kind of meeting and you know, going out on a limb, and it all works out. So it's a nice little story. So it's a little early for a Christmas movie. I think they should probably have held on to this to like early November, but you know, hey, there's not a lot of comedies out. And this probably won't get a super wide release, so it's probably going to end up on streaming before you can blink, but maybe if it's at a local theater near you, you might want to see it. Again, I think it would be a pretty good date movie. Let's see if there's a write-up here. No, go to the IMDb. Interested in seeing the write-up because the morons. There they are. The Baltimorons. A newly sober man's Christmas Eve's dental emergency leads to an unexpected romance with his older dentist as they explore Baltimore together. Yeah, seems nice. Oh, and looks like the co-writer, Michael Strassner, is one of the cast. And he's first, so he may have actually, yeah. Okay, so he's the lead. That's interesting. So he's the co-writer and he's the lead. Okay, doing some of that. And then, Jay Duplass is the director and co-writer. So it was just probably the part just straight up written for him. Yeah, okay. I think that's partly why I like this movie. Because, you got an actor-writer who's, definitely going to add a lot of that important detail to make it an above-average kind of experience in film. So look for Baltimorons coming to a theater near you. And that's it for me, Tony D and Little Joan. Check us out on the green site, the orange site, and the black site for more videos. Tomorrow, I'm going to be at Azalea at Cinnaminson. I'm told via email that one of my fans wanted to go, but they are not accepting outside people, so it's just for the residents and their family. But you can go to Words Matter Bookstore on Friday in Pitman, New Jersey. I will be doing the talk there. So that's Words Matter Bookstore in Pitman, and that is from 5 to 8. So hope to see you there. We'll see you in the next one.